Crypto Excel. This is not financial advice. This is Crypto Excel. High risk, high reward, DJ cryptocurrency investing. I will be your captain as we proceed. Bitcoin is now at 71,965. Okay, we've been oscillating around this range. Our highs were approximately 74,000. We came all the way back down to around 60,000. We've been going up and down, oscillating between those extremes. We haven't gotten back to 74K. Um, we've just recently broke out and we're heading back up towards the high, right? About 74K. So it's possible at this point that we go up and test 74K, get rejected. When we get rejected, I don't believe we'll be coming down as far as we came down before. And we'll basically, it looks kind of like an ascending triangle, right? Which is quite bullish if you look at the pattern that we've been in, right? We've been on an uptrend for over a year, okay? And and right at the top of it, we're getting closer and closer to a peak. And when we when we finish off this peak, when we finish off this peak here, finish at this peak, since it's an ascending triangle, it's most likely that we break up, and the target is around $85,000. Okay, so you know if you're talking about trend lines and trading, using trading view, um, these are all about probability. So it's probable, the probability is in our favor that we break up and we head towards 85,000, which, is quite bullish. Now, we've had pullbacks. This pullback that we've had here on Bitcoin, um, we went down around 10% recently. Um, this pullback actually is quite bullish, and the reason why is you don't want to go up in a straight line. If you were to go up in a straight line, you'll come back down in a straight line. It'll be like an asteroid entering the Earth's atmosphere. You'll just pick up speed, burn up, and disintegrate on your way down. So that's not what we want. We want to establish legitimate market structure where you have resistance and support. You want to retest prior breakout points so the market could confirm that indeed we are bullish. And if you can look and see these wicks here, we're seeing higher lows. Okay, so the ceiling is remaining the same, but the wicks are becoming shorter and shorter, which means that there is a great chance of a breakout to the upside. So we break out to the upside, that'll be very good for your altcoins, right? And the altcoins that we hold. So that'll definitely be a good look. So we here in the Patreon have been accumulating and have been taking these wicks as buying opportunities, but we have not been buying Bitcoin, and we have not been buying the top 10 altcoins. What we've really been buying are the coins that have a potential of going 40x from this point. So we've been loading up on those, and you know, short term, the portfolio might not be at all time highs like where it was over here, But I realize that the pullback is short lived, and I anticipate the portfolio exploding after this point, right? So everything that was lost here is a temporary loss, and the gain to be had is way more than the highs of where it was before. So over here, we're not concerned. One thing that we're concerned about is, do we have as much crypto as we would like? That's the only thing we're concerned about, is accumulating more, right? But as far as like real pressure and real worry, not at this point, because it's my belief that we are in a bull market and we're on our way up. And not only that, I believe that we're getting closer and closer to an explosive breakout in this pattern, closer and closer to this kind of an explosive breakout, right? Which could garner some huge gains. So at this point, at this point, um, I don't want to be out of the market. Um, I manage my risk and I manage my fear. Uh, you know, a lot of money is lost in a bull market by being bearish. Like people trying to short the market. People were shorting the market all the way up. They were shorting all of this. Could you imagine how much money was lost here? We're talking about hundreds of millions of dollars in liquidations, right? It's not a good idea to be bearish in a bull market, or to try to catch a short swing, like, oh, I'm just going to catch a short swing, and then I'll switch back to bullish once we test support. What if you don't make it down to support, right? So I keep my most of the majority of my crypto in the market. Um, I do believe that, yeah, there's increased volatility here, but I also believe that as we get closer and closer to the halving, the chances of us getting a strong leg up increases, right? And if you're out of the market during this, I mean, it makes a huge difference to how you do in this bull market. So I am cautiously bullish. I've been cautiously bullish since 15,500. I was actually more bullish. I was more bullish down here when the end fell out of the world, doing FTX and Luna and the crises back here. I was actually more bullish. I'm still bullish now. I'm cautiously optimistic. Um, I'm definitely not coming out of the market because I would just have to buy back at a higher price, and I'll have less crypto. So I'm not trying to do that. I'll just take the hit. If we go down and we wick down, then I'll take the hit. That's fine with me. The reason being is because you see how quickly this wick was bought up here. Look at this one. It wicked down, touched this trend line, and went right back up. I would not. How are you going to time that? You'd have to be a magician. You're not going to come back in at the right time. So it's best when you're in a bull market, to just stay in the bull market until closer to the peak. Not financial advice, of course, because I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just letting you know what works for me. And so far, the strategies worked well to be a bull in a bull market, or to be bullish in a bull market, right? So we're going to continue the trend, and we're going to continue to ride the trend and not worry about these wicks. Maybe just use these wicks to get in on grade A projects that are oversold, right? Some of these projects are down a lot. They're down 40%. If we're talking about projects that have doubled, they're down a tremendous amount. If you want to know which projects in particular the Patreons are picking up, I recommend you become a Patreon. We have over 50 gems within the Patreon group that only the Patreon members are able to see. These gems are going to outperform the market. They have been outperforming the market. And those are the gems that are going to garner the 30 to 40 to 50x plus gains. Those gems. There's other cryptos that are going to do well, but my gems are the gems. to pay attention to. If we look at the crypto bubbles, we're green today, which is refreshing. And we're on an uptrend, right? Bitcoin's on an uptrend, so of course it's going to reflect in the altcoins, and some altcoins are going to outperform the others. That's why it's important to be into the right cryptos and the right altcoins. And it takes a lot of research to know which projects are less likely to rug pull, which projects are likely to do 2x, 3x, 4x the general market, um, that have longevity, that have staying power, that have the right team, that have the correct venture capitalists behind them, that are have ideas to hit exchanges, the ones that are going to garner the most amount of attention, the ones that have the best teams, that have structure, and that have also have fundamentals behind all of that. And within the Patreon group, I already have those coins listed, and we actually have people who are mentioning coins that I could take a look at to see whether or not it meets the criteria, right? And we've actually found a new coin, by the way, and it's doing quite well. And we're getting in on the lows, sub $10 million market cap, because those are the coins that are, again, those are the kind of coins that are going to get you those high multiples, the 40x's, etc. And you can check the videos from the past. I've had many projects that have done really, really well, that have done 20 plus X, 30 plus X, you know, AI tech. I was in the ground floor, GTAI, VIA, SPT, um, gaming, GameFi, uh, Engine Starter, Viat, Demetra, AGIX. The list goes on and on, right? So do remember to check out the past videos. I have quite an archive now. You can see from where I started my channel. Also, do realize I was investing in crypto before my channel started. I just decided, since I'm spending so much time on this research, I might as well start a channel and share the information with everyone. I think I should have started it earlier, right? It would have gotten the information out earlier. But then again, everyone wasn't here yet, right? But I still should have started the channel earlier because I have a lot of information to share, right? So if you look at the social metrics on crypto, you can see that we're rising as far as interest is concerned. The new weekly Twitter followers on crypto exchanges has been increasing. Um, Twitter followers on L1 accounts have been increasing. Twitter followers on data and research services increasing, and also followers on L2 solutions increasing. So we, I would say now, as far as interest is concerned, it's almost like we're 40% to almost midway of retail interest. Um, so over the next year, we will expect that to double as we get closer and closer to a top. Um, I'm not sure it's going to be the top. I think it's going to be a top, meaning that we can peak. And then after we get a peak, a high peak, at least to like 85K, maybe 90, after we get a peak, then we get a pullback, only to then peak again in Q3, Q4 2025. And do remember that this is a theory. This has not been proven. It's a scientific theory that's been based on history and how the charts have performed in the past, right? No one knows for sure what the charts are going to do. I'm just putting my analysis in and what I think is going to happen. Now, if you look at what has happened since we've been rebounding, since Bitcoin hit 65K and now it's at almost 72K, Bitcoin today is up 3.49%, but Ethereum is up 8%. So which is quite interesting to me that all of a sudden for this day, Ethereum is up 8%. How Ethereum bounced back so much. I'm going to keep my eye on this to see if this continues, because Ethereum has been outperformed by Bitcoin for over a year now. So I'm going to keep an eye on this, because this bounce back is, it's showing promise, but it's only one day. It's quite interesting, right? So if you're if you want free alpha as far as which coins are still feeling the effects of this latest downturn, which coins are at a discount, we have shopping that's down 25%, 8pay is down 17%, Buzz is down 15%, Defina Finance, FINA is down 13.5%, Cell is down 11.73%, Demetra is down 11.35%, DIO is down 9%, and the list continues, right? So here are some altcoins that are currently on a discount that have not fully they're not fully reflecting the effects of the recent Bitcoin pump. Also, be advised that the coins that are in my Patreon are going to outperform all of these, and they're going to outperform the general market. In my opinion, on average, these coins are going to outperform what the average investor coming into crypto is going to get. The coins in my Patreon are not the normie coins. They're the ones that are the alpha coins. They're the ones that perform with steroids. Okay, so they'll do a multiple of whatever the market does in general, right? An example of that is AI tech, right? AI tech has retraced now from 50 cents to 25 cents. So here's more free alpha for you. If something is performing better than all the other cryptos, and Bitcoin has a pullback and it's retraced to about half of its high, this might be a good time to get in, right? Because it's shown that it's a leader in its field, it's a winner, and in your portfolio you want to hold the winners. You don't want to hold the losers that are underperforming the market. You want to hold the coins that are outperforming and overperforming in the market. And AI tech is one of those. We were getting this all the way back here at 0.015, right? So we did more than a 30x going to the peak, right? I think this went up to 50 cents. We're pretty close to it. It says 49.76, right? So since it's my channel, I'm going to call it 50 cents, right? So, all right, now let's do 49. All right, so it went up to 49, and then at 0.015, yeah, it's 32x. So we did over a 30x on this crypto. This is an example of the kind of gains that I am looking to do. I was going to say I'm expecting to do, but this is crypto, and anything can happen in crypto, and nothing can be guaranteed. These are very, very high risk investments, and you don't know, who's on the other end of the keyboard as far as the projects. A developer might print multiple coins and does rug pull, and everything can go to zero. Because I've seen Terra Luna go to zero. I've seen reputable exchanges go to zero, right? FTX seemed like a reputable exchange to the general public, not to me. I didn't invest with them, but I've seen many things go to zero. Voyager went bankrupt. Many many things, right? So do manage your risk. Nothing's guaranteed, right? I cannot guarantee any returns, right? Because I'm not an investment advisor. I'm just letting you know what I'm doing and what I have done and what I'm continuing to do. And what I have done was I was buying AI tech at the lows. I actually bought into the IDO. So my gains on this were extremely ridiculous, right? And these are the kind of plays that I let my Patreons know about. And you see, at the time when we make the investment and we make the call, you're not going to get a 50x day one. Like when you buy these projects, AI Tech was not 50 cents back here, right? AI Tech was 0.015 or 0.018 back here, okay? So at the time when you're buying it, it's not guaranteed that you're going to do 30x, right? It doesn't look like it at the time. It looks like it might fail at the time. I didn't believe it would fail, right? But you never know, right? So at the time you're buying in, it doesn't feel comfortable. It doesn't feel like you're picking this gem that can go 50x. It doesn't feel like that. It feels like, well, this project could go up or this project could go down. And it's highly risky and it's volatile. I'm sure if you zoom in, if you're able to zoom in here, it's gonna show some. Look at the chart. It's up, down, up, down. It looks like it's coming back down. So it's not like your faith is 100%. And if you're a new investor in crypto, I could understand, like, you don't know what these things are going to do, but I can see the fundamentals of the project, the team behind the project, their connection to Change GPT, to DexCheck, to Open Fabric AI, to Decubate. I can see their technology, the fact that they're focused on AI and that they have a strong team behind them. They have a well developed website, and they're listing on multiple exchanges. Like every couple of weeks, they were listing on a new exchange. So all of these metrics and all of these details, I was looking into back here, right? And by the way, just so you know, I'm getting the same kind of vibe from VIA, getting the same kind of vibe from them, right? So again, it right here is not going to look like, oh, this is the next big thing. No, but if you're in my group, you would know what we're accumulating, and you would know when we're accumulating it, and you would know that when Bitcoin was in a pullback, we were accumulating, right? We're not accumulating when the confidence level is 100 and 110 and everyone is making money. That's not when we're accumulating. We're accumulating when there's fear out there and it looks like the project might just collapse and the price chart is going to just go down to the depths of the pits of the gutter, right? And when everyone is that's when people are getting rid of their coins. They're like, there's too much pain and they don't want to keep losing, so they sell it. And they want to stop feeling the pain. They sell it, and they sell it to us. And we're patient and we wait. And, you know, 6 months from now, a year from now, this thing skyrockets and it's $35. And that's what's going to happen, guys. Just my opinion, not financial advice. That's going to happen. But if you want to be with a team that knows when to accumulate and that knows what they're doing and that's stoic and it's not going to be ruled by emotion or the market or some fear about some potential war in the news, housing crisis in the news, earthquake in the news, or some FUD about new regulations. If you want to be with a group that's just going to follow the charts, follow the 4-year cycle, and get in on the best projects on the lows, then you want to come to my group, right? We only post what we need to post. There's not a bunch of mumbo jumbo about things that is not related to making money, right? You're going to see what I'm doing, when I'm buying, what price I'm buying for, and that's it, right? And you decide what you want to do with that information, right? I cannot click the buy button for you. I cannot click the sell button for you. You're just watching what I'm doing from the standpoint of entertainment and education. Because again, this is not financial advice. And I fall on the spectrum of high risk, right? Because this is my theory. My theory is this: if I'm in crypto at all, I'm in risk. I'm taking some risk, right? I mentioned Terra Luna before. Before Terra Luna went to zero, Terra Luna was a huge DeFi project that had the highest respect. It was a top 10 coin that was on every single reputable exchange that people were putting hundreds of thousands of dollars into. And I come from the perspective of, if one of the biggest cryptos could go to zero like that, like what I've seen, that means that everything in crypto is risky. There's a high degree of risk. Another way to look at it too is you look at Polygon Matic. Polygon Matic did a 1,000x. It did a 1,000x last bull market. That means that does it even show? Okay, it's not okay. It was point zero zero. At some point, it was 0.002, but I'd have to like zoom all the way in, right? And then it went up to $2.87, right? So that's 1,000 times your money, literally 1,000, right? So here, 0.003 is what it's showing here, right? So it did a 1,000 times your money. So there's prices that are before here that's not showing on coin market cap, right? So basically, let's say you were to put $200 into Matic, that would have turned into $200,000. $200 would have turned into $200,000. And this is what I mean by I don't think people truly understand what's possible and what could happen from this point on in crypto. I don't. I'm not saying that all of them are going to do this. Absolutely not. Right. We're talking about the ones that perform best here. Right. But I'm saying this to mention that it can happen. Right. And if we look at Solana, let me check Solana. If we do an by the way, Solana was $8 in the pure market, and then it went up to more than $200 recently. It went up to 190, 195, around 196. But if you look at Solana, I mean, Solana did something similar, right? Solana did what's this here? Is that even right? It says 35,000%, right? So again, what I'm trying to say is that life changing life changing gains are possible in this market. Life changing gains. But the way how you get them is you have to get the cryptos that are going to outperform the masses of cryptos. And then you have to buy the cryptos in their infancy, right? When the market doesn't know what a gem it is or how much of a gem it is. So that's why my group focuses mainly on coins that are, sub 10 million, sub 50 million, very, very small, that have the correct venture capitalists behind them, the correct VCs that can market the product, that have money behind them, that can get these coins on exchanges, that have a track record of growth. So we see that every few months they're listed on a new exchange, they're making new partnerships, they're developing their app or their program or their DApp. Um, we want to make sure that they have a very strong team, preferably a docs team where the members of the team are identified and that these team members have a history of success, a track record of success, right? Just like when you're employing someone on a job interview, you want someone that has experience and a track record of success, right? So these are some of the criteria that we look for when we're picking the top gems. And I have the top gems. I have today's top gems. Now, I've given you a bunch of free information, right? I've mentioned a bunch of the gems that we're looking at right now, such as GTAI. Here's another one. This is going to perform phenomenally well. It already has. My Patreons were getting in on the ground floor. There is a launch pad, a pre-sale launch pad that we invest in, and we've been accumulating at the lows. We're going to continue to, as much as Bitcoin has a pullback, the more we accumulate. And then we're going to start getting these things going, doing 40x on launch. On the launch, you're going to start going 40x, right? So again, I recommend becoming a part of the Patreon because, in my opinion, it does not cost money. Not being part of the Patreon costs money, right? Take care. Crypto Excel, and we're out.